Hey, J.C Agajanian here, broker associate with eXp, top grossing agent with the Whissel Realty Group, summarizing for you the mastermind that the Fast Forward Network put together for us each week. Let's get straight into it.
What's happening? On today's Monday morning mastermind, we covered a few primary objections, one really on the buy side and one on the sell side that you're going to run into pretty frequently with buyers and sellers. So the buy side one that we camped out and chatted about for a while was the idea of, I've already got an agent. Okay, this could be a lead you're following up on from an open house. This could be a Zillow Flex call that comes in straight away, and you get out and show them a property. This could be a follow-up lead from an internet connection. Whatever the case it is, you're trying to move them from the stage you're at now to consultation, to commitment, to shopping, right? So what happens when they say to you, I've already got an agent? The key question that you're gonna wanna ask right away is something like, oh, cool, I wonder if I know them. Who are you working with? This is a great one because what we found and what the consensus of the group is that about 70% of them have no idea, and it's kind of just a smokescreen. It's not a real objection. They just know, like if you're in the mall and you're shopping and they say, hi, how can I help you? You say, no, I'm just browsing. Well, you're not just browsing, you're there to shop. You're just not ready yet, and you don't want to be bothered. So it's akin to that, right? So if they don't know their name, you kind of just acknowledge, maybe ignore, and keep moving forward with your script. Keep moving the conversation forward and don't let it stop you up. One key thing to know, if you do need to address an objection like that, is outside of the fact that maybe you've got some really unique selling proposition or USP that helps your clients beat out other buyers, like turning them into cash buyers or something like that, is just knowing the metrics. Hey, listen, what we found in X county, I'm here in San Diego, what we found here in San Diego County is that the majority of buyers having the right X amount of offers before getting an accepted offer. So you've got to figure that number out first of all. Say it's 5 or 7 or something like that. And then you need to know your personal statistics. What we found in doing the math on our clientele over the past year or two was that our offers are usually accepted after only 2 or 3. And so, you explain the implications of that: less heartache, less pain, less hassle, and really getting the property that they want sooner. So there's something inherently built into that you can probably benefit from in moving in that direction. Now, let's assume they're in that 30% of the clients or prospects that actually do know exactly who they're working with. Maybe they rattle off a name, who they work for, explain the relationship. Oh, they helped me buy a home before, or they're my cousin, or some friend of mine I've known since grade school. Whatever the case may be, that's a different story, right? And so we got to respect the relationship in place there. And in that case, I mean, there's not a whole lot to do aside from just explaining, hey, listen, I respect that. I don't want to step on any other agent's toes, just as I would hope that other agents wouldn't try and poach my clients. And so I'm happy to be a second set of eyes on any paperwork, or provide, no commitment, no obligation consultation. If you ever see anything weird or get a weird vibe about anything that's going on, I'm happy to give you my expert opinion on that, free of charge, and don't worry about it. Just keep me as a backup. So that's kind of the gist of what we got to as far as that primary objection. And again, the majority of them, you're not really going to have to go into any of that because it's a smokescreen and you can just keep moving through. Now, we also talked about a very common listing side objection, and that is the issue of commission, right? So before we get into it, let's talk about semantics a little bit and framing. We discussed not calling it a commission. We discussed the fact that word has kind of become a bad word, especially in the eyes of a seller who doesn't want to pay a huge 6% fee, and especially in the light of the billboards that you see from Redfin, et cetera. So call it a service charge, call it an advisor cost, call it anything else really, call it a fee. Generally get away from that word commission. And then the first thing you want to do after you kind of get your verbiage right is to figure out who it is you're talking to. If this is the only thing they're focused on and they don't care about any value, you're going to learn more about this by digging into the type of personality. Hopefully you studied one of the personality types. Maybe the DISC is the one we use primarily. So, if they're a strong driver, don't really care about anything else but fees, maybe you move in the direction of presenting a flexible menu of services, right? You can have various fees attached to various services, and you can go all the way down to something that's almost zero, like maybe 1% if they already know who the buyer is and you don't have to do anything at all except write up some paperwork and push it through, all the way up to your full service and full price fees and everything in between. So that's one thing that usually softens the blow. Instead of trying to fight and become adversarial with that prospect, you want to be on their same side. Another question that's interesting that most people are not going to think to ask is, what do you think would be a fair cost of doing business with a professional like myself? Or what did you expect to pay for everything we've done here? And usually those things are going to come after you've had a chance to present your full value and your presentation. The goal is to not discuss any fees, commissions, or anything else until you've had a chance to really show them what they're getting for the money. If it comes up immediately, say something like, of course, that's something that I'm going to discuss as part of my presentation today. Are there any other top priorities that you'd like to make sure we don't miss as we move through explaining everything we do to get people top dollar for their home in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of hassle? Because that's exactly what we specialize in here. And so then you can go ahead and move forward with presenting the USPs, all the value, explaining everything you do, really fabbing, presenting feature, advantage, and benefit of each item that you discuss throughout your presentation. So as we move through this conversation, we also came across, it was a really Dan Beer that mentioned it. So don't think of it as a complete failure if you don't get your full 6% pop and that you're going to walk away from the listing. This is a market that's so hot that the goal we discussed is to go for the highest available commission with that specific seller. Reason being, taking a discounted listing in this market is still going to result in a near guaranteed check. And more importantly, it's going to provide an opportunity for you to double in the deal. It's going to provide an opportunity for you to create buyer leads. It's going to provide an opportunity, if you really do all the activities that we prescribe, to maybe get another listing or possibly two out of that one listing. So even if you're not getting what you had hoped out of that one listing, doing the extra effort, going through all the motions that hopefully you have a great system set up, you ought to get more business out of that one listing, even if that one's not paying you what you had hoped it would. So, you can work that neighborhood and please feel free to reach out to me with a playbook as far as making something like that happen if you don't already have something in place. So that's really it. I hope that this is helpful for you today. Of course, as always, feel free to reach out if you want an invitation to listen to these masterminds yourself. And I look forward to chatting with you soon.
Checking out the video. I hope you found it valuable and that there's something in there that you can implement into your business today. If you'd like more information, I'd love to be a resource for you. I'd also love to connect you with the mastermind directly if you'd rather see that instead of catching my recaps. And if you're interested in joining the Fast Forward Network, DM me here and I'll hook you up. Talk to you soon.